Welcome to another edition of Discover Tinley, where we highlight the people and organizations of Tinley Park that make our town a great place in which to live. And as we always know, Tinley Park's a pretty great place in which to live. My name is Ron Centanni. I'll be your host today and talked about the program. We got some excellent guests this evening or this afternoon to talk about some things going on in Tinley Park. Can't believe it's fall already, and hopefully we're looking forward to some good times. One thing I'd like to mention I haven't talked about before, if you want to keep up with what's going on in Tinley Park, try to sign up for that community email. I just got on that about a year or so ago, and it's kind of informative to see what's going on in Tinley Park, times and locations and events. So if you haven't signed up for the community email, do it sometime soon, and I think you'll keep up with all that's going on in Tinley Park. A lot of things happening in town here. One of the things that started a couple of years ago, and I just found out about it recently, a program that's very interesting, especially to my heart, is about food. There's a program called Community Meals, where some of the churches have gotten together and provide meals for the town. And we've got here with us here one of the starters of the program, the pastor of Faith United Presbyterian Church, Adam Malak. Welcome to Discover Tinley.
Thank you very much for having me, Ron. It's a blessing to be here.
Very good. Where's Faith United Presbyterian Church, for those that know?
It's on 167th Street, about 2 miles east of Oak Park Avenue.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to have a nice thoroughfare there, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's Community Meals now. What in the world is that all about? And talk about what that is and why did you even think about starting something like that?
I'd like to say that was my idea, but the truth is I borrowed it from a greater mind than my own, and that's my boss, as I like to call him, which is Jesus. One of the cornerstones of his ministry was to go and break bread with people. He did it in their homes. He thought it was important to eat with them, and probably the most famous sermon he gave was the Sermon on the Mount, and surrounding that is the miracle of the loaves and the fishes, when he gathered several thousand people together and everyone was fed. And so looking at that as a template, we said, how can we reach out to our community? This is, again, the cornerstone of his ministry. Let's make it the cornerstone of ours also. So we opened up our doors. We invited people from the community to come in. There was no restrictions. There were no stipulations. It just was, the doors are open. We have a free community meal. All are welcome.
Wow. Anybody can come, right? Anybody is welcome to come in that?
Anybody can come. That was one of the, I would say, the hurdles that we had to leap over intellectually within our own group. And then as people were hearing about it and wanting to come or curious about coming, it was, well, do you have to be in need of some kind? Do you have to have some sort of financial trouble that you should be able to come? Or do you need to be lonely or unable to cook? And it was, no, across the board. Anyone can come. Those that have a need that is maybe more financial, those that have a need that is related to wanting to be around people, those that have a need, they just want a good cooked meal that they don't have to make themselves, and to break bread and fellowship with others.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I've talked to people. You got to be special people to go to that, or they want certain kind of people, or you got to belong to the church or something like that. And no, I was surprised. No, anybody's welcome to that thing, and I've gone to a couple of them. I found out about it not too long ago. And yeah, there's people I know there, people I don't, and you get to meet some new people and people you've never seen before, and just people in town going to those kinds of things. It's kind of a friendly group.
It's been a really beautiful experience because it's multi-generational. It's got folks from different sorts of religious backgrounds. It's got folks from all different ethnicities and cultures here in Tinley Park and in our surrounding areas and neighborhoods. You get some regulars that show up at the same churches. You get some regulars that go throughout the circuit, if you will, and show up at all the different meals. You get folks that come for one and then you don't see them again for a while, but there is this sense of a community within that community. It's not cliquish in any way, but more kind of like Cheers. You walk in, you see the people that you know, you recognize them, you have food together, you talk for a while, and then boom, you're moving on your way.
Wow, that's pretty good. Now, who supports all this? How is this supported?
There are several different churches that are involved, and the meal is kind of a roving thing. It goes, it's every Thursday throughout the month, and different churches take a particular Thursday. So the first Thursday of the month is Zion Lutheran. The second Thursday of the month is St. Stephen's. The third Thursday of the month is Faith United, and then it looks like the fourth Thursday of the month is going to be Faith Christian Reformed. We're finishing and figuring out the date that they would start that, but there has been an expressed commitment there. And then whenever there's a fifth Thursday, St. Stephen's picks up the slack and does the fifth Thursday as well. I should mention that Faith United does not put on our meal by ourselves. We have some partners from St. George that also come over. It's about a half a dozen of the ladies there that have volunteered. And an interesting thing happened about a month ago. we got some press. The story was in the Daily Southtown about the community meal, and we had some people from the community at large that just called the church up and said, hey, we'd like to come volunteer. And so we're walking through the process because we weren't prepared. We didn't expect something like that to happen. So we're walking through the process with those people to bring them on board, get them up to speed, and kind of train them in what we do and what our theology is of hospitality.
Okay. Any demands made on the people, like you got to go to a church service, or you got to do something like that, or any?
You saying for the volunteers or
No,
for the
for the
people that
people that
attend?
come, then.
Nope, no strings attached. That's a huge part of it. In fact, one of the conversations early on was, would we put out a free will offering basket? And across the board, all the churches and the partners said, no, we're not going to do that. We want people to know that this is entirely invitational, that this is something that we just want people to come and feel welcome. There are no requirements, no stipulations, nothing. I can't overstate it enough how hard it is for people to get their minds around that, because there are no free lunches. There's got to be some string attached.
That's right.
But
That's
no.
right.
And what was neat was, as other churches came along and wanted to participate in this, that was unanimously agreed upon right up front, that this was going to be a thing that people are just welcome. And we want to be cognizant of, in this moment, we are being the hands and feet of Jesus. And so even if people of other religions come, they are welcome also. There's not going to be a moment of proselytizing or theological espousing or anything like that. We just want people to come in and see in action the love of Jesus Christ and to feel it as we serve them.
And it's done that. I know the ones I've been to, it's done that. And say the food is very good too. Very good meals. We've had Italian sausage, we've had chicken, we've had all kinds of good stuff there. So anxious to see what's going on this week over that Zion of this week and in your churches. So thank you so much for doing it. I think it's good that the churches have gotten together and provided this kind of experience for people, maybe especially for some of us older citizens or senior citizens. It's kind of neat. Now, what's your position at Faith United? Is what now? You're officially the pastor there. And
I'm the solo pastor. It's
Okay.
a moderate-sized church, and
Okay.
so I'm the only pastor on staff there. We have some other folks on staff as well.
Okay. Now, what's your background? Where'd you come from? You grew up around this area here? Or?
Fairly local. I grew up, spent my childhood split between Evergreen Park and Homer Glen. Graduated from Lockport High School, so I'm a Porter. Go Porters.
Okay.
My son is currently a sophomore at Tinley Park, and so I've stretched my loyalties, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Spent pretty much all my life here in the Midwest area, and so when I felt the call to ministry, I was wondering where God was going to call me, because would it be somewhere far off? Would it be somewhere just here in the continental U.S.? And very clearly and very early, God said, I want you to be serving here in this area, that you have deep roots.
Yeah, what made you think about it? What made you even consider going into this kind of career, this kind of profession?
I had always had a passion for serving others. Early on, high school, college, I had wanted to be a teacher, and that affords you the opportunity to serve others by providing education. Somewhere along the way, I had aspirations to do other things, a brief stint in an acting career, and I felt I was serving others there by, giving them something to think about or presenting something that was inspirational. For a while, I was in the service industry, so I was a waiter, and then moved up and was in management at a restaurant. And then about the time that I was sensing God wanted me to do something else, it became very clear that I could put all of those pieces together into a single calling, and that would be ministry, where I get a chance to teach. There is the inspirational part of the presentation and worship, Bible studies, those sorts of things. And then, of course, most importantly to my heart is the service aspect.
Yeah. Did somebody or something happen to stimulate that or spark that at all?
I was exploring other careers. I was debating on going back to grad school, and I had applied to a grad school, and I had gotten a notification that my admittance was denied, and I was crestfallen, and I didn't know what to do. So, of course, I turned to God, and I happened to go to church that week. And at the time, I was not a regular church attender. It was more often than Christmas and Easter, but not quite every Sunday. And at the end of the worship service on that day, the pastor there pulled me aside. This was at Orland Park Presbyterian Church, Reverend Scott Essler, and he said to me, Adam, a while back I had talked to you about thinking about going into the ministry, as I observed you teaching at our vacation Bible school. Have you ever given that any more thought? And at that moment, it was exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. And so we sat down after worship that day, and I explored McCormick Theological Seminary in Hyde Park, and instantly, my heart, my spirit, my head, all of them said, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to be.
Amazing. Well, apparently that's where you meant to be. You're doing a great job with that kind of stuff. Now, you're involved with another organization called the I can't even say it, the Ministerial Alliance at Tinley Park, Orland Ministry. What is that involved now? I've heard about it, but I'm not sure what they do and what their goals and purposes are.
I was blessed when I first came here 7 years ago that I was invited by the pastor at Faith Christian Reformed Church, who invited me to be a part of this. And by and large, at that time, it was a fellowship. It was a chance for clergy to get together. We had some partnerships with some social agencies that we donated some of our time and talents and treasures to. But mostly it was for pastors to get to break bread, hear about what we're doing at one another's churches, support one another.
Any particular churches that?
There's about 12 to 18.
Oh my!
Yeah, there's kind of a range. There's some core that are there, but our brothers and sisters are throughout Tinley Park, throughout Orland Hills. It's across the ecclesial board of Christianity, from Roman Catholic to non-denominational contemporary churches and everything in between. It's, again, invitational. Anyone can come. There are no dues. We yearly do an annual donation of $30 that we share with Love Inc., which is a social agency, and then they take that and they purchase gas cards so that we can give those out to people who are kind of, stuck in the middle. They're trying to get from here to there, and they're stuck in Tinley Park, and we send them to the police station. We have a partnership there, so it's really great partnership between the Alliance, a social agency, and then the police station. But mostly what it was fellowship. And then we sort of started feeling God calling us into getting more engaged as a group in the community. And we started experimenting with some different things that we could do, supporting the social agencies in a more concerted effort, getting involved with various prayer activities in the area. Certainly the community meals is an offshoot of that. And when I first joined, it was the Ministerial Association, which had this sense of we got together, hung out, and that was kind of the end of it. As God was transforming our relationships, we felt that a name change was appropriate to reflect that. And so we became the Ministerial Alliance, in that we are in solidarity together as Christians to share the love of Jesus Christ and to offer people that love in all the different ways as individual churches as well as a collective community.
Wow. And then just Tinley Park and Orland Hills, and the churches involved with that? Okay.
Yeah.
That mainly involved yours. Okay, just not the whole surrounding south suburban area.
No.
Okay.
Usually these alliances or associations are in one particular community because you really want to grow some deep connections with folks, and the larger, the broader you go, the harder it is to kind of keep it together. Okay. So it's not that it's exclusive; it's inclusive but communal.
And how often do you get together?
Once a month.
Once a month, and things are.
It's on a Thursday. There's something about Thursday and eating with other people. Yeah, we do a Thursday luncheon once a month. It's the first Thursday.
Okay. And how many numbers are involved? How many churches are involved with this?
Like I said, there's any month we get between 12 and 18 folks. There's a couple of the social agencies that are involved. Once in a while, we'll meet with the mayor. We meet with the two high schools in Tinley Park, Tinley Park High School and Andrew, of course.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes the fire department will come in and give a presentation. Sometimes the police department. Okay. If people want time on the docket, all they do is they contact us, and we discern and welcome.
Wow. Sounds tremendous. I'm glad to hear. You don't get much publicity, so that's why I like to get more publicity. What this you got an organization doing some pretty tremendous things, outreach things here.
It's really an informal group, and it's just collective in that we agree to come together and meet. And like I said, the commitment varies. Some folks are there every time. Some folks kind of pop in and out. We really try and support Love Inc. We support the PASS, the Pregnancy Crisis Center. We work with Together We Cope. We work with the food pantries. And then, of course, we also do our gas card ministry.
Wow. Well, continue good luck with that. That's a tremendous need involved with the surrounding area there. Sounds like you got a lot of things going for yourself. You have a family, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a son who's a sophomore at Tinley Park, and then I have two young girls that are in elementary school.
Okay. Very good.
And I'm married, of course.
Okay.
Gotta mention that one. I don't want to get in trouble there.
You better say that.
Yes.
Well, so good luck to you over there. It sounds like you got quite a few things going. There's community meals program and the Alliance, tremendous assets at Tinley Park, and apparently you're in the right profession. You got your calling.
Thank
you.
Welcome
to Discover Tinley, and good luck to you, and take care.
Thank you very much.
Adam Malak, pastor of Faith United Presbyterian Church. Well, it was interesting talking to Pastor Malak about the community event and the community dinners going on, and hope some of you we'll have a chance to see some of those. They're kind of neat, and I've been a very good participant in those things with the community meals. Our next guest is also involved with community events. Matter of fact, she's the special events coordinator for Tinley Park. Vicki Sanchez, welcome to Discover Tinley.
Thank you.
The special events. What are special events for Tinley Park that you work on?
Well,
We have time to list them all?
maybe not,
Okay.
but we'll try. We'll give it a
Okay.
shot. I start off the year with Irish Parade,
Okay.
and we do some photos with the bunny around Easter time.
Okay.
We move into music in the plaza, starting in June. We have the downtown Tinley block party.
That's probably, is that one of your bigger things?
That's one of our biggest events, yes,
Yes.
for sure. And, you know, we've done 8 music in the plaza, so that kind of runs throughout the summer and even a little bit into the fall. We have a couple of them in September. And then we do the Downtown Tinley Kitty Boo Bash.
All right, let's talk about that's coming up this month. When and where? Let's get some event details about what that is and where and
Sure.
what do you do in a boo bash?
Well, it is on Sunday, October 28th, and it's at the Oak Park Avenue train station in the North Lot. This event is geared towards the little kids. So there's not going to be a lot of scary stuff, you know. It's just supposed to be a lot of fun for the little kids. We have games, we have DJ entertainment, we have new this year we'll be doing an inflatable haunted maze. The kids will be able to make some pumpkin putty and some alien slime. That's also new this year.
Okay.
There's a costume contest and hay rides, and
Oh my goodness.
you know, a bunch of sponsors come out and give away candy to all of the kids. They can trick or treat through the sponsor booths, and so. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. A mad scientist will be there. A magician will be there.
Oh my.
It is packed from noon to 3. It's just a 3-hour event, and it is jam-packed full of fun.
What times it start?
Noon.
Noontime? Okay. And are kids supposed to come in costume?
They are very much encouraged to come in costume.
Okay. How about the parents? Do they come in costume?
A lot of parents come in costume. In fact, we have prizes, and one of the prizes is for a family or group costume.
Oh my.
And those are some of the real fun ones that we see. We've seen the Scooby-Doo gang. We've seen a Star Wars family. I mean, we've seen a lot of cute homemade costumes from people. It's amazing how much time and effort people put into it.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Okay, so that goes on from noon till about 3. And what day that was again?
Sunday, October 28th.
Okay. Now what's Halloween this year? What day is Halloween on this year?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think that's the 30th usually, I think.
31st.
31st,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Boo Bash, make sure you get out to the Boo Bash on October 28th, and you said 28th, right?
Yes.
And see what's happening with the all the monsters.
Yes, it's always the Sunday before Halloween.
Okay. And food and all that stuff there, there'll be candy and everything else?
We'll have some food vendors and, you know, lots of sponsors. And the sponsors are all, you know, told they need to bring candy.
Oh, okay.
So,
Now, how many kids would you say normally come to this thing?
thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands.
No, come on.
Thousands.
Oh, my
yes,
goodness.
I tell the sponsors to bring enough candy for at least 3,000 kids.
Oh, my goodness. That train station isn't that big.
We make room.
Oh, my goodness. Thousands. I can't believe that.
Thousands, yeah.
That's, you know how many years this has been going on?
Oh, that's a good question. I would guess this is probably our maybe 6th Boo Bash
Oh, my. Okay.
at the train station.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, keep it going. Sounds like it's a going thing there.
people love it.
I bet. Sounds good. And then the next thing coming up is...
After that, we've got our holiday happenings.
that'd be the Christmas holidays time,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
That is my favorite time of year.
Okay. Other than the weather. I don't like the weather all the time.
That's true. I don't really like the weather, but
Right.
you've got to love
Yeah.
all of the lights and festivities. And we are chock full of festivities around that time.
So what do you talk about this year? What kind of things are going to go on this year? And then, first of all, what's the dates of that this year now?
Okay, so it's really everything kicks off on November 30th. That's a Friday,
Okay.
with the tree lighting ceremony. So we start that off with a community sing-along, and it doesn't matter how cold it is. We get hundreds of people out for that community sing-along and the tree lighting. And immediately following that is the start of our holiday market. The holiday market takes place in the southwestern lot of the Oak Park Avenue train station, and that's from 6 to 9 on Friday, noon to 5 on Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday. And we have 2 large heated tents. So you can bundle up for outside, but you don't need to bundle up for inside those tents.
Okay. Thank you.
We have all kinds of craft vendors and food vendors, and just lovely gift ideas for the holidays coming up. And we have one tent that is dedicated to kids.
Oh, yeah.
So, there will be all kinds of fun stuff, including cookie decorating in that particular tent. And we also have all kinds of musical entertainment lined up for the whole weekend, from professional entertainers to school choirs, school bands. Lots of great entertainment lined up for that.
And that's throughout the day and evening on those days,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes. We even
Okay.
have some local dance studios that perform some of their holiday routines. We also have photos with Santa.
Of course.
There's no need to go to the mall and pay a bundle for pictures, because we provide free photos with Santa. And the kids love that, and you also don't need to wait in line. You get a number, and you wait for your number. You can go enjoy the other things. We'll have some rides. We'll have, other things for families to do while they wait.
Okay. Yeah, that Santa thing, little plug in for the CRC, the Community Resources Commission. We usually kind of take care of that thing a little bit. And
They do.
They're lined up. Every day they're lined up to see Santa. And the neat thing is, you don't have to wait in a long line. You just take a number and come back when your number is called, and that's about it.
Yeah, CRC has a great system worked out for that. So people love that they don't have to wait in line.
Yeah. What kind of rides? You said rides there. What kind of rides you got
There'll
planned?
be a carousel,
Oh.
and there'll be a little train type ride there as well.
Okay. Don't forget
So-
the horse-drawn carriage. Are we having the carriage rides again?
Right. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yes,
Good
okay.
memory.
Oh, well, I've been doing it enough.
We do. We'll have the horse-drawn carriage rides,
Okay.
and people love those.
Mhm.
And that's you can't get more Christmassy than that.
I know it. And also, I just pull a plug in the Historical Society. Usually has something going on over there, too, don't
Yes,
they?
actually, both the Historical Society and the Vote Visual Arts Center usually have a bunch of things going on. I believe the Vote Visual Arts Center will be having their train display that weekend.
Oh, good.
They did it for the first time last year, and it was a huge hit.
It was. I saw that, and that was tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a fan of model trains and all that stuff, and that was neat.
And the Historical Society, they always have hot chocolate and cookies and games, and they usually have their old-time photos
Oh, yeah.
as well that they do over there.
And that's over in the old Zion Church over there, right
Yes.
across from the train station almost. So
That's right.
very easy to get to and all that. Good. Any idea what demonstrations you have? You usually have some kind of demonstration.
We do,
activity.
and I have to say we probably have the best ice carving demonstration around,
Okay.
and that's on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So we usually have upwards of, a dozen ice sculptures by the time.
Oh my goodness.
By the time, it depends every
on the-
year.
yeah, right.
It depends every year. But
Yeah.
at one point they did Santa's sleigh, like with all of the reindeer.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
that's what they decided to do that year. And then other years each sculptor will do their own design, and
Okay.
that's a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, and who does that? Who
The Culinary Arts Department from the Joliet Junior College.
okay.
So we have a great relationship with them, and we're so grateful that we have that partnership.
Yeah, oh yeah, and they've been there almost every year now for quite a few years, seems
Yeah.
like. So, and of course you can't forget the big parade.
We have a couple of parades.
Oh.
One,
Oh, that's right.
the first one actually is when Santa gets to Tinley Park. It's Santa's official arrival to Tinley Park, and that's the Tinley Toyland Parade.
Okay.
And that parade really sends a really great message to everybody. And we have a lot of scout groups and school groups, and we even are welcoming families to participate in this parade. Everybody is encouraged to bring an unwrapped gift for a child. So it's a short parade because it's awfully cold.
Yeah.
Usually.
Sometimes it's been nice.
Yes, you're right about that. So that ends at the tent at the holiday market, and everybody we have a local charity, Together We Cope, that takes all of the unwrapped gifts and gives it to kids who need them.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the other parade is the big highlight, the lights.
The Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce partners with the village to plan the Parade of Lights. And that's always a fun one. That happens on Sunday and kicks off at 5 o'clock right after the holiday market ends. And, in order to be in that parade, you have to have lights.
That's good.
Even if you're walking, you've got to have lights.
Okay.
So that's a big hit all the time.
Yeah, that's been tremendous. Always, many years ago, younger years, our commission sometimes was in that parade, and that's always exciting to. Sometimes we've frozen, but it's been kind of nice though. But that lights, to me, that's one of the more unique things in Tinley Park, isn't
Yes.
it? I don't think too many other towns have something like that.
Yeah. Well, ours is a good one.
Yes, it is a very good one. Wow! So the lights parade, and then that's it. Santa is off to do his
Santa's
rounds
off.
after that.
That's right.
And don't forget, we got Mrs. Claus usually comes with Santa.
She does,
too, so.
yeah. So not all towns get Mrs. Claus
I know
to
it,
come.
I
so
know it.
she must really like Tinley Park.
Oh, geez. I hope so. Wow. Well, it sounds like it's be a tremendous event. So December, what was that again?
It's November 30th,
Oh, that's
December
right.
1, and December 2.
Okay, so make sure you hit the holiday happenings by the train station that month. That's a tremendous thing going on in Tinley. Well, it sounds like it's a tremendous thing. And we were talking before, you're a Tinley Park homegrown product, right?
I am.
That's good to see. Good to see somebody from Tinley
Go
Park.
T-Bolts.
Go T-Bolts, all right. Wow. All right, well, congratulations on the job. You're doing a fine job. Everything the events seem to be going smoothly and very well run, so keep up the good work. So Vicki Sanchez, our special events coordinator at Tinley Park. A lot of things every year going on with the parades and the different things happening downtown Tinley. Make sure you come out and watch them, and hopefully you have a good time. So thanks for watching Discover Tinley, and we'll see you next month.